Alright, this is FEIST. I'm playing on PC and Steam. It's a really pretty puzzler, kind of light puzzler platformer. The goal is you're this little dude and you're trying to rescue another one who looks just like you. I'm not sure if it's a friend or significant other. And that's all you're really given. The game starts out where you're in a box and you're trying to escape. And you then see a bunch of bigger guys who are much bigger than you carrying someone else, and I'm guessing that's the story. That's it. I wish there was a little bit more to it, but it's kind of artsy. That's all you get. You can see here I'm triggering these traps. I only found out that they were traps by running into it dying the first time. And it's cool because you don't know exactly what it is until you run into it the first time, but then once you know what it is, it's easy to spot. The puzzles are really light. It's not really puzzle, but I guess you could say it is. The platforming's pretty solid. You can see I had to roll that rock, jump on the rock to get up. There's a couple other parts as well that require you to use the environment and movable objects to get higher or move to where you're supposed to go. It doesn't have very many different enemies. You can see there's like this inchworm and then that balloon who can slam down on top of you. I think there's about 6 enemies in this whole game. And being about 90 minutes long, that's about how long it took me to beat this game. And I would say about 20 minutes of it were on the last boss fight because it's pretty difficult. The platforming is it's really great. I said it before, but thinking back on it, it's ingenious. There are parts where, looking back on it, I can say, that was really well put together. Like here, I see these spiky balls. I don't know what they are, but I want them for some reason. I don't know why, but I wanted them. So, okay, cool, let me hit it. I can hit it. It falls down. I can pick it up. All right, well, it's sticking to that tree, so maybe it sticks to things. What do I do? Well, I look at this hill. I can't make that jump. I know that I can't make that jump. So I have to figure out what do I do? Then it clicks in my brain. This thing sticks and I can jump on it. So let me throw it at the wall over here and jump up on top of it. Use it as a step. Really ingenious. Yeah, that's one example, but the whole game is like that, where it's got great platforming built into it, and it's so streamlined. It's so intuitive on what to do with it. And you look back and you're like, wow, that really was brilliant the way they pushed it. This here really wasn't a puzzle, but it's pretty cool. You spawn a bunch of spiders and you can use the other enemies to destroy the spiders. I didn't think of that at first, but it started to happen and it was like, wow, this is really cool. This is a really good idea. Because you get like 2 sticks, and once you hit something with a stick, the stick breaks. So you don't really get a lot of weapons in this game, but you have to kind of use the environment and other enemies to destroy your enemies. And this worked out really well. This was fun. Like this was cool. I really enjoyed that. The game's a lot of fun, although it is only 90 minutes long, and like I said, it's really not that long. I wish they would release more DLC because I would totally be all about it. The art in this game is great. It's really simple, but it's somewhat like Limbo, but you do get hit and you'll see a little bit of blood on your character to kind of signify that you were hit, you're kind of damaged, but it works. The music's really cool. It's great with the environment. My one gripe though is no content. Well, that's one gripe, and the other one, the biggest one, is when you're running really fast, because there's some of these levels that you run. This here is one of the boss fights. When you're running really fast through the level, you're platforming, you don't see what's coming ahead of you. It doesn't show you enough of what's coming ahead, so you can't really platform fast. It's not like a Sonic game where you're just going. You kind of have to slow down because it's not it's not intuitive to. Well, I shouldn't say it's not intuitive, but it doesn't work. You can't run really fast because the environment hasn't caught up to you yet. And in this game, there's traps. There's things that you're going to fall in. There's spikes. If you run too fast, you're going to fall in and die, and you have to restart. Restarting brings you back maybe 30 seconds to about a minute. It's not that bad, but I don't want to have to do that just because I'm having fun running really fast. So that's one problem. I wish the environment, the boards would catch up to you if you were running fast. The bosses, this is the boss. Every boss is kind of a little different. This guy teleports, another one like throws his like beam at you, and they're all kind of different, but they're all the similar looking. And you have to use the environment, these rocks, these logs, sticks to hit them and beat them up. The last fight was really rough. Like I said, it took me 20 minutes. I think this is my first attempt on this boss. It's not, the bosses aren't difficult, but they are fun. FEIST is really fun. I would totally recommend it for anyone who's into platforming. It's a little on the short side, and it's a lot of fun. My one thing though here is like, it kind of reminds me when I was playing through it, being the story is so big, I wasn't sure what was going on. I thought that I was trying to be somewhat like Shadow of the Colossus. You see at the end when you beat the boss, the world kind of shakes. I thought it was very similar to Shadow of the Colossus, as, oh, you know, you destroy a Colossus and the world is changing. Am I really the bad guy? But it ends up being you really are a good you really are a good guy. You're trying to save somebody and not bring back this princess that died and kill the world in its way. Spoiler, if you haven't played Shadow of the Colossus, that's not a spoiler. You should have already played that game. It's super old, and it's an amazing game. You should play that too. But FEIST is really cool. Is it worth $15? No, it's not. Not with the current lacking of content. Give me some more DLC. Give me a little bit more stages. Because once you beat the game, you can then replay like each stage, which is really cool. But I don't want to. I went back and played a little bit of them just to see exactly what they were, and I feel once you beat the game, you're done with it. If you have 3-4 hours in this game, I don't know what you were doing, because there's not much more to it. Very great game. I would recommend this to anyone who's into platforming, and definitely pick this one up. It's a lot of fun. FEIST on Steam. Pick it up.